Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap. I'm gonna go over the trade. I didn't take a trade today. I'm not gonna lie. The trade that I was thinking of taking though, and then ended up fading again, just simply due to discretion. It was a good trade though. It was a good trade though. I did like it. But it was just what was leading up to that. Just straight poo. Straight poo. So let's go over what I was thinking coming into market open. So coming into market open. Again, pretty similar bias to yesterday. Overall, definitely leaning more bullish. What did we do in the overnight session? We manipulated lower into a key level. I don't know what it was. Could have been a 4. No, it was a daily. Yeah. So we had a daily gap that we opened up, and then the overnight session ended up manipulating into that key level. Oh my god. Holy Asia. Holy banger Asia session. That's crazy. Anyway, bro, Asia session is so much better than New York as of recently. I might actually start trading it. I'm not even joking. I need to do some back testing on Asia session though to kind of see how it moves, but collect a little bit of data. But like, bro, look at this PA. Oh my god, just open low, bang, just beautiful. Anyway, off topic. So we came into a daily gap overnight, and we ended up expanding out of this daily gap, and then we came out down and we hit a 4-hour rejection block in London session, and then we started to expand away from that again. So great rejection. So overall, coming into today. The New York AM session highs was like the draw on liquidity that I wanted to take a trade towards, but my final draw on the day was going to be previous day high. Now we had this unfilled hourly gap right before market open, which was looking like amazing. Like this was, the PO3 potential here was just fantastic. And yeah, obviously we had LR on top of an internal high, which is also LR on top of New York AM session highs. So excellent draws on liquidity above for us to take. Overall higher time frame. Bullish market maker buy model, delivering from sell side, respecting bullish, disrespecting bearish, etc. So yeah, with that in mind, let's see what 9:30 ends up doing. Yeah, just like see you later. Like not even a chance. Literally just rips down into this hourly gap and just salams right through it. So it is what it is. Obviously the bias for today was definitely incorrect, but not from a statistical point of view. Like I didn't get my bias wrong. It's just the market just wasn't moving with the bias that everybody who trades ICT or anything would have been anticipating today. So already off to a pretty rough start. But then from here we actually end up opening this 5-minute for value gap. Next candle. That is not 5-minute. Okay, there we go. Cool. So we end up opening up this 5-minute for value gap here, and at this point we were edging a major liquidity pool, and that major liquidity pool was Asia session lows. Now I know these are technically high resistance because it is inside of a daily key level, but obviously as you can see we just completely disrespected the shit out of this 1 hour for value gap, and we already took out London session lows. And if we were to respect this 5-minute and make a move towards this, don't get married to your bias, because this was an extremely obvious draw at the time. Pretty good gap as well, because it's disrespect versus disrespect. So if we wanted to retrace back into this 5-minute fair value gap, and you were worried about the hourly gap, why would we reject it of a 5-minute fair value gap if we are going to respect an hourly gap? Obviously that's not going to happen. And obviously just looking at how far we've ran through this gap, if you are still using this gap as a key level at this point, GG. That's all I'm going to say. And then from here, I was looking for this 1-minute inversion, and if we got the inversion here, I would have taken it. Now, I do know there was a 15-second inversion up at the top here, which I do know, I think Ronan ended up taking, and yeah, that shit flushed, but a 15 seconds crazy. And as you can see in the next candle, I just could not justify it. The close was absolutely brutal, but if we got a close anywhere within here, I was really debating on pre-firing it when I seen it go down. I was going to take my entry here. But, I don't pre-fire things, but it was very obvious that we were going to inverse that 1-minute gap. But obviously, if we had a close here or anything, I would have had my stop right here, 49-point stop. Would have went for just a 1-to-1 with this, and break even would have been at Asia session lows. And yeah, that delivers in one candle, so it is what it is. And then from here on now, we created the low a day. So current low a day was what I had marked here, and we had an SMT with Asia session lows inside of on the S&P 500. The S&P 500 at this time was still respecting the hourly. Now, it was respecting it a lot better than the Nasdaq was. It was around here-ish, and then we actually had a huge rejection wick to the upside out of this right here. And I think this is the rejection wick. Yeah, so massive rejection wick after taking out Asia session lows and resweeping the low inside of the daily gap. And then from here, overall, we opened up a 15-minute for value gap, and it was quite clear that we were, looking as if we were disrespecting this gap. And And then how I was going to determine that was obviously just, again, a simple disrespect versus respect moment. We opened up these two 5-minute fair value gaps, so all I wanted to see was price to retrace into this gap and then decide on its next move if I wanted to go higher or wanted to go lower, right? And then this is when we get hit with just pure chop. It's been doing this a lot. Like, I'm not going to lie, even yesterday, like when I was going over the recap, like, market has been moving in like one direction, just shits the bed, bang, and then just like starts to chop a little bit and starts to mess around. But then we had a 10:30 open here, and 10:30 actually ends up opening lower into this 5-minute fair value gap. And now this was the trade that I was looking to potentially take. But then I just asked myself, like, is this manipulation that significant? No. Is it even C of the range? No. Is price action good right now? No. So, like, I was about to enter it because I think the close was okay. Yeah, the close was okay, the close was not bad, but the thing is, like, the ES, we were just putting in SMTs everywhere. The ES did not look like it wanted to go higher, it still looked like it wanted to move lower, and C of the range on either assets were just not filled, and it was just like, I don't know, bro, it was just really bad price action, so I was like, do you know what? Slow price action, like there was a good target, and that target was an unfilled 30-minute fair value gap. So decent target, definitely a decent trade. Like I'd probably rate this setup like A-. Like it's not bad, but it's accumulation, manipulation, distribution. But the thing is, how it took us so long to do this, and like just how poor this manipulation was, like a turtle soup of an accumulation low. Like nah. I'm not going to take that. I did take it. I actually did enter for like a second, and then I like rethought, and I was like, no, this is not worth it, because this is just complete poo. Like we came into this we came back into this 5-minute fair value gap, and at this point ES was like manipulated okay, and then look how many times we wick off of this 1 minute, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just straight chop. Like it's just not worth trading, and yeah, that's really it, to be honest. And obviously the setup gets wrecked, and we just chop, because like that's the thing, we haven't really manipulated anything, we just chop and we chop and we chop and we chop. So like that's the thing, it's like ICT is great and it is good, but it doesn't move the market. Again, I always say this, like we can chop, like look how many times we've reswept the low. We came into the gap once, reswept again, reswept again. Like it's just, this isn't like logic anymore, it's just straight sideways movement. Like, who knows when we're going to break out of it? Like, you can't really tell, because, like, we're doing all the things necessary to do it, but it's just, the price action is so bad that, you know, it feels like your strategy doesn't even, like, make sense in that moment. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like your strategy is not even there, because price action is just literally doing straight bullshit, and that's it. Then I think it does end up moving off of this now. We get, like, another resweep into this 5-minute fair value gap again, and then it eventually goes to TP. Oh wait, hold on, does it even go to a 1-to-1? Okay, it eventually goes, but like still, it's just not worth waiting for. And then we actually move lower out of the 30-minute. But overall, like price action today, decent. It wasn't decent. It didn't do anything that I expected it to do at all. I did want to get in on this 5-minute. I do think trade of the day, in my opinion, was probably this 5-minute. Like, I mean, yeah, if we got a close like right here instead, just a better entry, then this would have been traded of the day for sure. Because there's an obvious draw on liquidity. But then everything else except for that, I mean, yeah, just not really that good. Pretty poor PA overall. But yeah. So no trades for me today. Made $0 trading because price action was shite. And except for that, I will catch you guys in the next video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you want to go check out my Instagram, TikTok and Discord, I will leave it in the bio of this video, so feel free to go check them out. And shoot me a DM if you have any personal questions got to do with trading. And yeah, except for that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day, and peace.